Hey guys, this is Medic Trilient here for MMORPG.com. Lately I've been playing a bit of Elder Scrolls Online since it recently went by to play. I must say, since the beta my impressions of it have changed dramatically. I played a little bit of the closed beta back in the day, and originally I wasn't too impressed with the game. It was subscription based, but it felt kinda lifeless at the time, and I just couldn't get engrossed in it like I was with Skyrim. When it became Tamriel Unlimited, I decided to try it out again. Not because it was buy to play, but everything over time had become a lot more polished. I still don't think it lives up to games like Oblivion or Skyrim as far as quality, but it's an MMORPG, so of course elements of the gameplay had to be changed anyways. Well, I could rant on about this probably all day, so let's talk about some of the experiences I had within the first couple of hours. Character creation was very satisfying. I love that there's so much variation to the character creator. Like any good Elder Scrolls game, this one is incredibly in-depth. You get to choose from the usual classes of the series, and then you get to customize just about everything on them to your liking. So, no complaints here, just good old-fashioned Elder Scrolls goodness. I'm not terribly far in the game at all. I mean, I got out of the tutorial and did a couple of quest lines, but other than that I'm not much of a pro. Things to note while playing. Quest markers sometimes seem a bit off. A couple of times while playing it would tell me to open a chest or talk to an NPC, and after doing so it wouldn't update anything. The quest would remain the same, and I ended up having to find a way to advance with no help at all. This is a good thing if you're into old school RPGs, but I don't think that's the intention. I'm pretty sure this was some kind of a bug. Another thing to note here, don't go around shooting arrows randomly in the starter town. It didn't take me long to realize, like any Elder Scrolls game, you can attack NPCs. It wasn't long before guards were chasing me down for the change in my pocket and any stolen goods I might have. Also, don't steal things in front of NPCs. That's also bad. The combat system feels almost like Skyrim's, but it's not quite as fluid. Of course, being an MMORPG and having to register attacks and damage to a server might require a bit more response time, but it's really not that bad, and it's almost barely noticeable. Ranged weapons don't require any ammo either. Actually, I'm not going to say that for 100% fact, because I've only tested this with bows. So bows don't require any ammo. Why? I'm not really sure. Lots of other MMORPGs have ammo cartridges for ranged weapons and such. I'm not sure why this was a design choice, but I'm not complaining either. Anything that makes leveling up ranged attacks easier is okay in my book. You can still dual wield in this game, so that too is a good thing, but I'd recommend wearing heavy armor or leveling up your dual wielding ability before making it your primary means of attack, because at least in my case, it almost got me killed on more than one occasion. Graphically speaking, the game is inferior to Skyrim. It's a good looking game, don't get me wrong. But for the people out there that are touchy about graphics, it's kind of in between Skyrim and Oblivion. This doesn't really bother me, but I'm just making a quick mention of it because there are people out there that want to know these kind of things. For some reason, ESO gets a lot of hate. Maybe it's from the fans of the Elder Scrolls series who just don't think the game is up to par. But that's because they're taking a game that was originally a single-player experience and comparing it to an MMORPG. I mean, this game is massive. There's a ton to do. I don't know anything about the in-game content, but from what I've read, it's a bit lacking. However, my experience of it so far is that it's fun. Of course, ESO won't live up to the rest of the series. It just can't do what the other games have done. But it gets pretty damn close. There has to be rules and boundaries set in place for an enjoyable online experience, and people are looking at it all wrong. Don't look at it from the perspective of other Elder Scrolls games. Look at it from the perspective of what an Elder Scrolls MMORPG should be. ESO, in my opinion, is exactly that. What an Elder Scrolls MMORPG should be. It's a good game, and there's not really any other MMOs out there like it yet. Anyways, somewhere in between all of this I got off track. I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video and subscribe to MMORPG.com while you're at it. And once again, ESO is a buy-to-play game, so there's no subscription fee, but it does have an upfront cost. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.
Make sure to level up your MMO knowledge by visiting MMORPG.com, subscribing to our YouTube channel, and by following us on social media. To catch up on the week's biggest MMO news, watch our latest MMO FTW. And to see if there's a better MMO out there for you, watch one of our latest First Impressions videos. Thanks for watching.